We're going to start our virtual wine tour in California, which is home to some 85% of American viticulture. California has two of the most famous wine growing regions in the world, Napa and Sonoma, as well as some unique and important growing areas such as the Coachella and San Joaquin valleys. Like many wine regions across the globe, the biggest challenge is adapting to changing weather conditions.
The main long-term issue affecting all grape growers today across all industry sectors is severe weather events. Here in the US, we see eastern grape growers worrying about, for example, lingering precipitation freezing in the ground and potentially damaging grapevine roots. Around the country, shorter and more mild winters are bringing vines out of dormancy and producing buds that are killed by surprise spring frost. Heavy rains and hurricanes are flooding vineyards, leaving vines standing in wet earth, sometimes for weeks, and vines don't like to have wet feet. Of course, wildfires are coming closer to agricultural lands, and there's the direct concern of vines in the path of a wildfire. But also, probably the bigger challenge is the smoke that's produced out of wildfires, and that can drift far and wide for hundreds of miles, and smoke can infiltrate fruit itself.
That's Donnell Brown, president of the National Grape Research Alliance, or NGRA. The NGRA serves as the voice of the grape and wine industry. They connect the grape and wine industry with academic scientists and government research agencies to initiate novel research projects and programs to solve industry challenges. And there's no bigger challenge today than dealing with extreme weather and shifting weather patterns. Brown spoke about wildfires. And later in this podcast season, you'll learn how smoke from wildfires is creating a nasty ashtray taste in some wines. This has become a major issue for wine growers, and it comes back to the challenge of adapting to shifting weather conditions. This has literally altered where wine growing can and cannot occur. Who's ready for a glass of English bubbly?
Already we're seeing temperatures warming such that grape growing regions are shifting. The most visible example of this is the emergence of England as a sparkling wine producing region. I mean, who would have ever thought of English wine? It's not two words that kind of naturally go together. And I've also heard from producers in Germany that it's too warm to produce traditional Riesling. So it's definitely having an impact.
Here in the U.S., extreme weather conditions are forcing wine growers to alter their management practices to protect their vines from extreme droughts, torrential rainfalls, warmer evenings, and warmer winters that may cause vines to bud earlier. Some wine growing regions may even have to grow new varieties that can adapt to their new environment.
Nothing's going to stay the same. In fact, it's all going to get much warmer over the next few decades. If you think about Napa Valley and its famous Cabernet Sauvignon, there may be a time in the not too distant future where Napa is too warm to grow Cabernet. We might be seeing Oregon become the Cabernet Sauvignon capital of the world. It's all kind of shifting north. Not all bad news. Like the example of England, they never had a wine industry in England or not anything to speak of, and suddenly they do. Some regions will become more suitable. Unfortunately, some of the more traditional grape growing regions will have to adapt, potentially adopt new varieties, look at warmer weather varieties, try some new things.
A major focus of wine grape research is developing new and improved varieties that can adapt to warmer temperatures and withstand extreme weather events. Grape breeding has come a long way, and with new tools such as artificial intelligence, we can drastically cut down the time it takes to identify and develop a new grape variety.
The innovation that's coming along to address climate is really the development and improvement of grapevine varieties that are better adapted to a warming world. For example, traditional breeding is a very slow process that could take decades to bring new cultivars to market, and geneticists are racing to better understand the grape genome so that we know where grape traits of interest live in the DNA and can take advantage of that information to identify varieties that you might want to cross to make a hybrid, for example. Using techniques like marker-assisted breeding has helped to speed up the process of making successful crosses. So it used to take up to 50 or 60 years to bring a new variety to commercial availability. And now breeders can do it in 10 or 12 years, which is still a long time. And in the context of climate, we're running out of runway to make some of these innovations. So the more we learn about grape genetics and the better we get at leveraging new biotechnologies, the better we'll be able to respond to climate challenges with better adapted varieties.
As Brown mentioned, these gains in breedings have been significant, but it still takes time, like a decade or more, to bring a new grape variety to market. As the conduit between the grape growers and the researchers, Brown emphasizes that these breakthroughs will come in time.
The tractor didn't just fall out of the sky. Like somebody invented the tractor that was the product of some amount of research and development. So all of this stuff takes time. I like to think of grape growers or industry members as a unique breed of people. They tend to have a long view of the industry. They truly do believe that the rising tide lifts all boats, and they understand that research takes time. It's a little bit of a leap of faith. You might not even see the benefits of research in your lifetime.
Wine grape breeders are counting on technological advancements to not only bring new and improved varieties to the marketplace, but help improve growing management practices and reduce the need for manual labor. Believe it or not, most wine producers still hire seasonal workers to pick their grapes manually. This makes labor costs one of the most expensive parts of growing and producing wine grapes. And Brown noted that this specialized labor market is shrinking.
Workers who have been with us for a long time have gotten older. They don't work as long hours. They're not as fast. I once tried to harvest grapes and I was so slow. It's like these people are very skilled. I mean, they're very good at their job. It's not easy. So if we lose that source of labor, it's a real problem. There's a lot of technology in robotics and mechanization that help a lot, but you still need human beings. So bringing those technologies along to be able to take the place of humans is probably not here quite yet, or not fast enough, and not affordable yet for the wide swath of vineyard operators in the research space. There are solutions to these labor issues, but those take time. It all takes time.
Speaking of time, our time is up for this episode of our wine podcast. I mean, you can only let a bottle breathe for so long. Let's put a cork in this conversation and we'll continue it later. For our next episode, we stay in California and we look at how smoke from wildfires is affecting wine grapes. Believe me, this is not the taste you're looking for.